laughter ring. Yo-ho, the joy's in tune. We'll see you in the parks real soon. We'll see you in the parks real soon. The crew will sing, yo-ho, let the laughter ring. Yo-ho-ho, the joy's in tune. We'll see you in the parks real soon. See you in the parks real soon.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Amusement Park Pirates live stream. Welcome to our trivia night, where we will be doing this once a month. And this month, we are playing Jeopardy. But not just any kind of Jeopardy, but theme park Jeopardy, and which I will explain more in just a little bit. But thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Let's see, we have some new faces and returning favorites. So we have Patrick Julian, welcome in. First, right out of the bat. We also have a new face, Huo Tato Man. Sorry if I'm butchering your language, but welcome in. And we also have Stephen. Hey there, welcome in. He says, hello everyone from Wyoming, welcome in. Park Rose, hey Park Rose, Lawrence, check out Lawrence, great person to follow. Also part of the Disney Streamer Network. And we also have, it's me, David T. Welcome in, another member of the Disney Streamer Network. If you want to see more Kings Island over there in Ohio, make sure to check out It's Me, David T. All right, so I think we have a good group of people. And if there is anyone that's coming late, everyone is okay to participate. So let us get started here. All right, so like I said, welcome to game night. This is where we do once a month, and let's get started. So let's first start off with the prizes for tonight's live stream. And actually, let me go ahead and hang on, I'm not seeing my face. There we go. Hope it's better. Let's see where it is. All right, so there will be a final Jeopardy winner prize. And basically, Final Jeopardy, if you are brand new to Jeopardy, it is the big grand prize winner. And he or she will be taking home a 5-pack of Disneyland Resort 70th Magic key cards, plus a 2-pack of our Amusement Park Pirates stickers, which we give out to guests in the theme parks. And then, to those who would like to participate, each participant will take home 2 packs of Amusement Park Pirates stickers, because no one is going home empty-handed. All right. Let's see. We have, Got it, Pug, Tato Man. Let's see. Catching up on chat here. Yes, I'm very sad to hear Catherine O'Hara has passed away. She was one of the greatest actors, from Home Alone to Beetlejuice. It is a very sad thing. All right, so here are the rules for this game. Now, just to let everyone know that this is my very first time doing this on stream. So just bear with us, and again, this is something brand new to the channel that we have not done with our game nights, so hopefully this would be fun. So for rule number 1, there will be 5 topics, kind of like in normal Jeopardy, but this time it's all of the theme parks. So Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios Hollywood, and Disney Cruise Line. There will be a point system, which the host, Amusement Park Pirates, will track from 100 to 500. Example, if 100 is for the questions that are easy to answer, and 500 is the hardest questions to answer. So kind of in normal Jeopardy, same as follows. There is a final Jeopardy to answer once all the topics on the board have been answered. So, like I said, with the final Jeopardy winner, which will be taking home some big prizes later on, there will be a question that will be answered. And if you guess it right, you win the entire game. Rule number 4, everyone is welcome to participate in the game. So everyone in this chat, feel free to participate at any time of the game. I will be reading the question and answers out loud. And the correct response is, you can either respond, is it, or just the answer in the chat. So let's mention that, for example, what is opening this summer at Universal Studios Hollywood? And let's say Tony O'Tower says, is it, let's say, Simpsons? He would get 0 points. Now, if, let's say, Lawrence or Patrick Julian answers, is it Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift or Fast and Furious, then he would be getting the points. You will have 50 seconds or 10 to 15 seconds, not 50, to type the answer in the chat. If you answer incorrectly, the next chat can have his or her turn. No points are deducted or awarded if you answer incorrectly. The final category will be revealed by the host and will give 30 seconds for the chat members to respond. I might give it a minute or two just because there is usually a delay in the chat. And then for the winner, you will receive a good job from the other chat members, as well as whatever prize or prizes you will be getting. Feel free to please keep it friendly and respectful. Same rules apply for a typical stream in the parks, and no rude comments should be made towards the host or other chat members. So before we move on, let us also give a huge welcome to Tony O'Tower. Welcome in. Good to see you, Tony. So let's keep this going. Oh, and one more thing. If anyone does make any rude comments or anything else, you will get blocked by either the host or one of our moderators, which, by the way, great job to our moderators over this past few weeks. Just wanted to give them a quick shout out before we begin. Some mod love in the chat. All right, and let's have fun. All right, so let's see who is first. So if anyone in the chat would like to be the very first participant to, choose any category and how many points. Let's see, we got Patrick, Julian, Tonio Tower, Pug Dot, excuse me. Let's see. All right, so Pug Tato Man gets to go first, and he says Universal Studios Hollywood for 300. Let's see. Universal Studios 300. So, Pugto Man, your question, how many times has Universal Studios Hollywood's backlot have been damaged by fire? And your 30 seconds begins now. Sounds good, Pugman? Let's see. Pugman says, is it 3 times? Let's see. The answer is 9 times. All right. So, Universal Studios Hollywood 300 has been crossed off. Let's see. So anyone would like to go next? Feel free to put in the chat. Thank you, Patrick, for the reminder as well. So hang on. There we go. All right. So Patrick Julian says Disneyland for 100 APP. All right. So Disneyland for 100. So Patrick, your question is, what year did Disneyland open? And your 30 seconds start right now. Patrick Julian says, when was 1955? Let's see. Yes, you are correct. So, Patrick Julian, you have won. You have received 100 points. Congratulations, Patrick. So now Disneyland 100 is now off the board. All right. So, who would like to go next? Let's see. We got Pugman. He says Knott's Berry Farm for 100. The question is, for Knott's Berry Farm 100, is what is the name of the founder of Knott's Berry Farm? Your 30 seconds start right now. Pugman says, who is Walter Knott? Let's see. Yep. Walter Knott is the correct answer. So now, Pugman, you have now received 100 points. Congratulations, buddy. So now Knott's Berry Farm 100 is off the board. Let's see. So Tony, let's go to Tony. Feel free to pick any question. Or anyone else in the chat, feel free to pick something. Thank you, Lawrence. Let's see. So you know what? I think I should go ahead and pick on someone. Make things a little interesting. So Puckman and Patrick Julian, you have already chosen. Oh, we got Murray's Adventures. Hey, Murray. He says Disney Cruise Line. So Murray's Adventures, you are next with Disney Cruise Line. So feel free to choose any number between 100 and 500. And take your very best guess. Yes, not guess. But good evening, Murray's Adventures. Guys, Murray's Adventures also streams, is also part of the Disney Streamer Network. He goes to Disneyland Paris, so if you want to see what Disneyland Paris looks like, make sure to follow Murray's Adventures. I think he is also streaming tomorrow morning, early Friday morning, 4 o'clock our time. And he's going to be showing London for the very first time. So, and actually, after this stream, we will be sending you over to Murray's Adventures to see the sights of London. So, and it looks like Murray's Adventures says Disney Cruise Line 300. So let's see. Your question. What port does Disney Cruise Line begin its voyage? What port does Disney Cruise Line begin its voyage? Your 30 seconds begin now. And Murray says Port Canaveral. Let's see. Yep. Murray's Adventures, you have got it right, sir. Port Canaveral, Florida. So now, Murray, you just received 300 points. So congratulations, Murray. You are on top of the leaderboard with Pugman and Patrick Julian on the bottom. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and cross off Disney Cruise Line for 300. So let's see who is next to do the board. Let's see. I think we'll pick someone. So let's do Tonio Tower. Oh wait, before Tonio Tower, Puckman says, I'm going to go to give Disneyland a shot with 200. So after Pugman, next up is Tonio Tower. So for Pugman, Disneyland for 200. What is the most popular Disneyland souvenir? So what is the most popular Disneyland souvenir? And let's go ahead and start those 30 seconds. Pugman says, what is a spirit jersey? All right, let's see the answer, and that is Mickey ears. So very close, but not bad. So now, Disneyland for 200, or no. Yeah, Disneyland with 200 is off the board. So now, Tony, if you are still here in the chat, feel free to choose the next category. Yeah, I mean, you can also count Spirit Jersey into, but when I did the trivia questions, the top spot was Mickey ears. So, Tony says, "Am I up?" Yes. Feel free to pick a spot. The choices that are X'd out are Disneyland for 100 and 200, Knott's Berry Farm for, okay. Disney World for 100, Tony says. Name the 4 parks of Walt Disney World. You got this, Tony. No pressure. And Tony says, what are Hollywood Studios, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and the Magic Kingdom? Let's see if you are right. Yep, Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Disney's Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom. So congratulations, Tony. You have gotten 100 points. And let me go ahead and cross off Walt Disney World for 100. So congratulations, Tony. All right. So let's see. Who have I not called on? Park Rose, Lawrence. If you are still in the chat, my friend, you are up next. Or if anyone wants to go again, which I've already called previously. But Lawrence, if you are still in the chat, feel free to pick and choose. You're very welcome, Tony. I know you would get that because it's one of the one of the parks has one of your favorite things in the whole wide world, the Hollywood Tower Hotel. So all right. All right. Well, we'll do Patrick Julian. So he says, APP, I will take Walt Disney World for 200. All right. So we'll do Patrick Julian, and then we'll do you, Murray, because I know you got an early riser tomorrow. So after Patrick, I will give you another go. All right. So Patrick Julian, Walt Disney World for 200. As of 2019, which theme park in Walt Disney World is the most visited? And your 30 seconds start now. Let's see. Patrick Julian says, where is Magic Kingdom? Well, let's see and find out. Yes, Magic Kingdom. So now you have now reached the 300 mark. So you, Murray and Patrick, have tied for the 300 spot. So congratulations to Patrick. All right. So let me go back to the board and we will do Murray's Adventures. You are up next. And then I think after Murray, we'll go back to Pugman after. And we'll do a little switcheroo. So let's see. Let me go ahead and read off how many points we have so far. So we have Patrick and Murray's Adventures with 300, and Pugman and Tony with 100. So those are very nice looking scores. It is still very early in the game. We still have like 3 more for both Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resort, as well as 4 for Knott's Berry Farm, 4 for Hollywood, Universal Hollywood, and 4 for Disney Cruise Line. So all before the final Jeopardy at the end of the stream tonight. So let's just wait a few minutes or a few moments, because it's Murray's Adventures turn. If not, we will be opening it back to Pugman. You are up after Murray. Let's see. Give it another minute. But hopefully you guys are doing well on this Thursday night. Make sure to smash that like button if you are just joining us, and also feel free to hit that subscribe button. That helps the channel grow so that more people can join us on these games. And we also do in-park live streams as well. So as of right now, I do not have any theme parks live streams scheduled, but I will update you guys as soon as I possibly can. Because I know we still have, I haven't still shown you guys some of the Lunar New Year stuff at DCA, and of course, more Paint the Night and Wondrous Journeys, even Phantasmic. So I will let you guys know for any theme park live streams in the near future. We also have DCA's 25th, which is coming soon. Tomorrow is the actual start date. So got some exciting stuff coming up in the parks. So let's see. Let's see. Murray's Adventure says, sorry guys, I fell asleep. How rude of me. I have to call it a day. Alrighty, Murray, have a great night, and we will see you in the morning tomorrow. Alright, so Pugman. Oh, actually, before Pugman, we have Stephen Singleton for 100. Stephen, which category for 100? We have Universal Hollywood and Disney Cruise Line for 100. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Murray, for joining us. Hope you have a good night. And Stephen Singleton says Universal for 100. So, what year did Universal Studios Hollywood opened as a theme park? But there is a twist. You would have to include the month, the day, and the year of when Universal Studios Hollywood opened. And your 30 seconds start right now. Steven says Jurassic World. What year did the whole park open? Not the ride. But I'll give it another shot for you, Stephen. Stephen says March 17th. So let's see. It was July 15th of 1964. But you were close. You were close, Stephen. Which I praise you for, so. Alright, so Universal Studios 100 has been crossed off. So let's go back to Pugman. Pugman, if you are still here in the chat, feel free to choose a category and a number. all the 100s of Disneyland of almost all categories, besides Disney Cruise Line, have been crossed off. The 200s of Disneyland and Walt Disney World have been crossed off. And the 300s of Hollywood and DCL, Disney Cruise Line, have also been crossed off. So, if Pugman, if you are still here in the chat, feel free to pick a category. Pugman says, is Walt Disney World for 300 open? Yes. Yes, Pugman. So, Walt Disney World for 300. It says, how much land does Walt Disney World comprise of? Don't worry, Stephen. You still get other chances. Pugman says, how many kilometers is 27,000 acres? So I guess he basically says 27,000. Roughly 50 square miles. So let's see. 50 square miles. So it would be 1.394 square feet. But you were close, Pugman, I would say. So, I think what I'll do is you just gained a free 300 points. So, Pugman, you have received a free 300 points. So, let's see. No worries, Pugman. We seem to learn in something every time, so no worries. But, Pugman, you have received 400 points. So that's not bad. Yes, Pugman, I think you were almost there, or roughly there. I just gave you a free 300 points. So, all right. So let's go to Tony. So Tony, if you are still in the chat, feel free to choose a topic and or a category and a number of points. Anytime, Bugman. All right, so Tony, if you are still in here, feel free to choose. Stephen, it's okay, no worries. Let's see, Tony, yes. It is now your turn, Tony. So feel free to choose a category and what number of points you would like to receive. Let's see. Tony says, is Disney World for $200 still available? No. So the ones that are still available for Walt Disney World is 400 and 500. There's also a few more categories as well that have $200, like Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios Hollywood, and Disney Cruise Line. But the ones that we have crossed off is Disneyland for 100, Disneyland for 200, Walt Disney World for 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Okay, so Tony says, I believe Walt Disney World for 400. Okay. And we also got Disney with Matthew. Hey, Matthew, good to see you. All right, so Walt Disney World for 400. This is Tony's question. Good luck, Tony. How many times has Walt Disney World closed to the public? Tony, your 30 seconds start right now. And Disney with Matthew, you will be up next after Tony, if you would like to participate in the game. It is still anyone's game, so. Tony says, what is 5 times Walt Disney World closed? Let's see, 15 times. You were close. It says 13 related to hurricanes and 2 due to health emergencies. So you were close. You were like halfway there. But great job, Tony, no matter what. Let's see. Steven, he says, I'm going to bed. Good night. See you tomorrow. Have a good night, my friend. See you next time. All right. Disney with Matthew. Walt Disney World for 400 has been crossed off. So pick and choose any category and what number of points you would like to receive. And just a friendly reminder of the scoreboard or the points board. So Pugman has received 400 points. Patrick Julian has 300 points. And Tony has received 100. Let's see. Disney with Matthew says Disneyland for 200. Disney with Matthew, we have already done Disneyland for 200. Do you want to do Disneyland for 300 instead? Let's see. Pugman says, I'm sorry, but I'm feeling tired. We'll watch the rest tomorrow. So in case I forget, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good night. Have a great night, Pugman. It was so nice to meet you. And we'll see you next time, my friend. All right, so Disney with Matthew says 300 is fine. So Disneyland for 300. So what castle inspired Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland? So Matthew, 30 seconds begins right now. Disney with Matthew, it says Walt Disney built the castle. Matthew, I maybe try again, but I can give you a hint. It is a real castle. And it's typically in a foreign land. And you see it on Soarin'. Let's see. We also got a new face. We have Jim T. 9245. Welcome in, Jim T. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Disney with Matthew. Says Tinkerbell. No, but I'll give you another try. It's a real castle built by humans, and it's from a foreign land. And you typically see it on Soarin'. Plus, it has a weird name to it, too, to give an extra hint. And guys, might I also add that if you get if you get if you do not know the answer, it is okay. You are more than welcome to say I don't know or what have you. So let's see. Disney with Matthew says Matterhorn or Main Street. Let's see the answer. So Sleeping Beauty Castle was inspired by the Neuschwanstein Castle in Germany. So you were close. Patrick Julian says, what is Neuschwanstein? So let's see. So basically, this is the castle that you see typically on Soarin' or and it actually is a real castle. It's in Germany. You can go visit it, and it was inspired by Sleeping Beauty's castle over here at Disneyland. So this is the castle that that Jeopardy question was referring to. But nice try, Matthew. And might I just say, it's really beautiful. Might I just add. Let's see. Matthew says, wow, I didn't know that. Yep. Okay, so let's do Jim T, since you are one of the newest people to be in the chat. So if you are still here, Jim T, feel free to choose the next one. Let's see. All right. So Disneyland for 300 has been crossed off. So if Jim T, if you are still here, excuse me, feel free to pick a category. All right, so Jim T says Knott's Berry Farm for 300. Oops. Hang on. Wrong answer. Here we go. Knott's Berry Farm for 300. So it says, what year did Knott's expand its theme park to include Camp Snoopy? What year did Knott's expanded its park to include Camp Snoopy? And your 30 seconds start now. Oh, we got, is it 1983? Let's see if you are correct. Yes! So, Jim T, you have won. You have gotten 300 points. So, congratulations, Jim T. Yes, Jim T, 1983 was correct. So congratulations, you have won 300 points. All right, so let's go throw it back to Patrick Julian. Let's see, let me cross off Knott's Berry Farm for 300. Yes, give a round of applause to Jim T. So Patrick Julian, if you are still in the chat, feel free to choose a category. So we have 2 spots open for Disneyland, 1 spot open for Walt Disney World, 2 spots open for Knott's Berry Farm, 3 spots open for Universal Studios Hollywood, and 4 spots for Disney Cruise Line. All right, let's see. Patrick Julian going off with the hard one. So Walt Disney World for 500. Let's see. So how tall is Cinderella Castle in the Magic Kingdom? Oh, and forgot to say that your 30 seconds start now. Let's see. Patrick Julian says, was it 300 feet? Let's see. Oh. So Patrick says 189 feet tall with 27 different towers. Let's see. Disney with Matthew. I think you just stole Patrick Julian's spot. So Disney with Matthew. I'm just going to give a twist because it's already the halfway point of the game, and I do love a twist. So Disney with Matthew, you have just gotten 500 points. So congratulations, Disney with Matthew. You have won 500 points from Patrick Julian. All right. So now Walt Disney World is wiped out. So the Walt Disney World category is now off the board. So now we have 4 parks left. So Disneyland, Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios, Hollywood, and Disney Cruise Line are left. So let's go to Tonio Tower up next. So Tony, feel free to choose the next topic. And whatever percentage you got, we have. There is, let's see. So Disneyland has 2 spots. Knott's have 3. Universal has 3. And DCL, Disney Cruise Line, has 4. So feel free to choose which one. Let's see. Tonio Tower says Disney Cruise Line for 100 still around. Yes. Yes, it is. So let's do Disney Cruise Line for 100. So it says the horns of the Disney Cruise Line fleet the horns of the Disney Cruise Line fleet play the first 7 notes of what famous Disney song? And your 30 seconds start now. And while Tony is thinking, anyone in the chat feel free to can participate and steal Tony's 100 points. Next 100 points, I mean. Tony says, what is When You Wish Upon a Star? Let's see. Yes, Tony, you are correct, my friend. So now you have gained 200 points. So let's see. Patrick Julian also said the same thing. So Tony has got it first. So Tony has gained 200 points now. Alrighty. So Disney Cruise Line for 100 is crossed off. So I guess the next person is Jim T. Or is it Disney with Matthew? So Jim T, feel free to pick a category because it's now your turn. Jim T says Knott's for 400. So let's see. Knott's Berry Farm for 400 is still open. So let's do it. So Jim T, your question. How much did the original Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner cost? So basically, when the park first opened, how much do you think the original Mrs. Knott's chicken dinner cost back in the day? Jim T says 10 cents. Okay, let's see. Matthew says 5 cents. Ooh, 65 cents. So nobody got that right. Nobody has got it correct. Which is good, though, because we are still in the game. All right. So now let's go to Disney with Matthew. Your turn. So feel free to pick a category and one of the numbers. So let's see. We have Matthew for 500, Pugman for 400, and Patrick, Murray, and Tony. No, Patrick, Murray, and Jim T with 300, with Tony with 200 points. So just want to give an update for point scores. let's see, 200 Universal Studios. So let's see. So Matthew, what is the name of the roller coaster in the wizarding world of Harry Potter? And your 30 seconds start right now. Let's see. Disney with Matthew says Hagrid's Motor Creatures. Um, we are talking about the Hollywood spectrum, not Orlando. Let's see. Jim T might be stealing, but it says Flight of the Griffin. Let's see. Or Forbidden Journey, Matthew says. Oops. Here we go. Let's see if any of you are correct. Yes, Jim T. You are correct, my friend. Flight of the Hippogriff is Hollywood's version of our Harry Potter coaster that we have. So, Jim T, congratulations. You have gained another 200 points. So now you have officially gotten 500 points with our friend Disney with Matthew. So, congratulations, Jim T. You are now both tied for 500 points. So let's go ahead and go back to Patrick Julian. Feel free to pick a category, and a number. And let me go ahead and cross off Universal for 200. You are very welcome, Jim T. So let's see. So while Patrick Julian is thinking, we have 2 for, okay, let's see. Patrick Julian says Disneyland for 300 APP. I think Disney with Matthew got 300. Do you want to do 400 or 500 for Disneyland, or do a separate category? 300 is already crossed off for Disneyland. All right, so we have Disneyland for 500, Patrick says. So Patrick, which ride was the first attraction that actually cost more to build than building the original Disneyland itself? So Patrick Julian, your 30 seconds begin right now. Let's see. Disney with Matthew says, I'll be ninja for a little bit. Sounds good, Matthew. It will not be until a few turns until your next turn. So let's see. Jim's T says Splash Mountain. Okay, so Jim T is in the contender of stealing Patrick Julian's 500 points. So let's see if Patrick can do it right. So let's see. Patrick Julian says, what is the Matterhorn? Okay, so we have Splash Mountain, Matterhorn. The correct answer is Space Mountain. And it also says $20 million to build in 1977 and 17 compared to $17 million in 1955. So Space Mountain is the most expensive ride to build in 1977. So that means that none of you have got the answer right. So that means there is no points given. All right, so let's go ahead and do Tony O'Tower. If you are still in the chat, feel free to choose a category. So right now we have Disneyland for 400, Knott's Berry Farm for 200 and 500, Universal for 400 and 500, and Disney Cruise Line for 200 and 500. Patrick Julian says, wow, I didn't know that. Yep. I think nowadays, I think it was during the construction of Rise of the Resistance, that is the most expensive to build. That takes the top spot. As far as currently. So let's see. So once again, while we are waiting for Tony, let me go ahead and read to you guys the points as of right now. So we have Jim T and Matthew with 500 points. We have Pugman for 400 points. We have Patrick and Murray's Adventures with 300 points, and Tony O'Tower with 200 points. So those are the points list as of right now. Let's see. So if Tony does not... Oh, there we go. Tony, I believe you are up next. And you are very welcome for giving you guys the points update. So feel free to choose which one you would like to do. And then after Tony will be Jim T. And then if Disney with Matthew comes back in the chat, will be his turn. Tony says which ones I can select. So there is Disneyland for 400, Knott's Berry Farm for 200 and 500, Universal Studios Hollywood for 500 and 400, and Disney Cruise Line for 200 and 500. So those are the remaining unchecked items in each category that are still remaining before the final Jeopardy. All right, so it looks like Tony says I can do Disneyland for 400. So Tony is finishing the board of Disneyland. So Tony, what significance of the Carthay Circle restaurant in Disney California Adventure in Disney history? So what is the significance of the Carthay Circle restaurant is important in Disney history? And time starts now. Once again, if anyone else knows the answer, and if you would like to steal Tony's 400 points, feel free to type the answer in the chat. All right, so Jim's T is a contender, is probably a contender. Let's see who else. Let's see. Tonio Tower says, what is restaurant that on Tower Hotel when most fans sub admission? The answer to that question is Carthay Circle is the theater where Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs first premiered. So Jim T, since you got the kind of the familiar, sort of the gist of everything, you have won 400 extra points. So now, Jim T, you have won. Let's see. You have won that question. So now Disneyland and Walt Disney World has been X'd out. So now there are 3 parks left. So Jim T, you are next, my friend. So pick anything between Knott's Berry Farm, Universal Studios Hollywood, and Disney Cruise Line. And it looks like we have 2 for Knott's, 2 for Universal, and 3 for Disney Cruise Line. Let's see. Jim T says Knott's for 200. So let's see. So Jim T, your question says, in what city did Cordelia and Walter Knott meet and marry? So where did Mr. and Mrs. Knott first meet at, and also the place where they got married? Let's see. Jim T says Pomona, California. Let's see who else wants to participate in this question. If you want to steal, we'll give it a few moments. If anyone else wants to steal. But since you answered Jim T, let's find out the answer. So it is correct. Pomona, California is the correct answer. So Jim T, you now have won 200 points. So congratulations to Jim T. You are on a roll. You are very great at Theme Park Jeopardy. Jim T, you have 1,100 points. With Matthew at 500. Pugman at 400. Patrick and Murray at 300. Antonio Tower at 200 points. So, Jim T, you are on a roll, my friend. You are doing great. All right, so Knott's Berry Farm has been crossed off for 200 points. So now the next contender is Disney with Matthew. So if Matthew, if you are still in the chat, feel free to choose the next category. If not, we will be choosing once again Patrick Julie until Matthew comes back from ninja watching. All right. So let's go ahead and bring it back to Patrick Julian. So if you are still in the chat, feel free to participate or feel free to choose which category you would like to uh, choose. Sorry about that, guys. Guess the connection lost for some strange reason, but now it's back now. Let's see. Patrick Julian says Disney Cruise Line for 300 APP. So Disney Cruise Line for 300 has been selected. For Disney Cruise Line, I have 3 spots, so 200, 400, and 500. Someone already did. I think it was Murray who did. Let's see. Disney Cruise Line for 500, Patrick Julian says. So let's see. So, Patrick, your questions in what locations does Disney Cruise Line fleets travel to? And it says that you are okay to answer only one location, as well as this is optional. You are okay to answer only one, or you can name all of them. Your choice, Patrick. And your time starts now. Let's see. So we have Patrick Julian says Castaway Key, okay. And then Jim T with a possibility of stealing Patrick's points of what is Nassau, Bahamas. Let's see. Patrick Julian says Castaway Key. So let's see if any of you were correct. And Jim T, you have received 500 points. So the Disney Cruise Line fleets go to the Bahamas, Caribbean, Mediterranean, British Isles, California, Panama Canal, Alaska, Hawaii, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden. So let's see. So let me go ahead and add Jim T's points here. So congratulations to Jim T for answering that question right. Alrighty, so now up next is Tony O'Tower. So Tony, if you are still in the chat, we have, let's see. We basically only have 4 questions remaining. We have Knott's Berry Farm for 500, Universal Hollywood for 400 and 500, as well as another Disney Cruise Line for 400. So once again, if Tony O'Tower is still in the chat, feel free to pick a category. You are welcome, Jim T. Let's see. So let me go ahead and retype the stuff in the chat. So DCL is 4. Knott's Berry Farm is 500. And then finally, USH 400 and 500. Still available. So let's see. So while we are waiting for Tony, let me go ahead and read off the updated theme park Jeopardy points. So we have Tony O'Tower in 200 with 200 points. Murray and Patrick Julian for 300 points. Pugman for 400. Disney with Matthew with 500 points. And Jim T with a grand total of 1,600 points. So Jim T, as of right now, you so far are in first place. And we got Story of My Life. Welcome in. Good to see you, my friend. We are playing the last 4 questions of Theme Park Jeopardy. So if you would like to participate in the game, feel free to let us know or to pick a category. I just put the 4 remaining options still available in the chat. So feel free to participate. Let's see. No worries, Story of My Life. No need to. No. Let's see. So supposedly, if anyone would like to participate in this next round here of Theme Park Jeopardy, feel free to choose a category and all that so forth. And once again, guys, Story of My Life. She is a great content creator. Just put her link in the chat. She is a great friend of the channel, so if you guys are brand new to the channel, she does great content. So, and a great mod as well. So, great to see you, Story. All right, so Jim T has re-entered the game. And he says Knott's for 500. So Jim is finished, or no. Yeah. Jim is finishing off Knott's Berry Farm. So Jim T, which attractions at Knott's were transformed for the first Knott's Scary Farm in 1973? So Jim, 30 seconds are on the clock. If anyone would like to steal 500 points, feel free. If you know the answer, you are more than welcome to steal 500 points, and they could be yours. And it is once again still anyone's game. Let's see. Jim T says Jeffrey's Barn. All right. So let's see if there's any others that want to make another guess. All right. So let's see if Jim T got it right. So the answer is the Haunted Shack, Calico Mine Ride, and Log Ride. So no one has gotten the answer correctly, which is fine. But nice try, Jim T. All right. So Knott's Berry Farm has been off the list. So now we are dealing with the last two theme parks, or the theme or attractions, if you will. So we have Universal Studios Hollywood, the last two, as well as Disney Cruise Line with 200 and 400. So I think we'll do Story of My Life. If you would like to participate, feel free to let's see. Or even Patrick Julian as well. Let's see. Story of My Life. Let's see. Story of My Life says, I'll do Universal for 400. All right. Story of My Life. This question says, what type of ride? What type is the Despicable Me Minion Mayhem attraction in Universal Studios Hollywood? So what type of attraction is Despicable Me Minion Mayhem? Is it a trackless? Is it a track? And your time starts now. And once again, if anyone else would like to steal Story of My Life's, if you know the answer, feel free to shout it out. Let's see. Story of My Life says digital theater attraction. Let's see if she is right. No. It is a 3D motion simulator. So I guess Story of My Life is kind of right. So you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take that as another answer. So Story of My Life, congratulations. You got 400 points. So congratulations to Story of My Life for 400 points. That's exactly right, Story. All right. So let's see. So now there is one spot on each of the categories. So Universal for 500 and Disney Cruise Line for 400 is the last two categories. So let's see. So you know what, story? Let me go. I think you deserve a second chance. So, story of my life. Feel free to choose a category between Universal and Disney Cruise Line. For Universal, the last one, the 500, is still available, and for Disney Cruise Line, 400. And it looks like story says 500 for Universal. So, what is the name of the enclosed roller coaster in Universal Studios Hollywood? Your time starts now. And like I said, if anyone else in the chat would like to steal Story of My Life's 500 points, let's see. Story of My Life says Return of the Mummy. Let's see. Jim T also says The Curse of the Mummy. So let's see if they're both right. And yes, Revenge of the Mummy is correct. So Story of My Life, you just got 500 points. So let me go ahead and add your 500 points to your 400. So now, Story of My Life, you just now got 900 points. With Disney with Matthew 500, Tony with 200, Murray for 300, Pugman for 400, Patrick for 300, and Jim T leading the way with 1,600. All right, so let's go ahead. So now Universal Studios Hollywood is now gone from the board. So now I think we'll do Patrick Julian. If you want to do the last one, or if anyone else would like to do the last one, which is Disney Cruise Line for 400. Who would like to take that spot? Oops. Let's see. All right, so Story of My Life. Yet again with Disney Cruise Line for 400. So Story of My Life. Name all the fleets of Disney Cruise Line. Your time starts now. And this could be any order. And once again, for the very last time in this game, anyone can participate and steal Story of My Life's 400 question in spot. As we are slowly approaching the final Jeopardy. And the finale of Theme Park Jeopardy. But while you guys are thinking of that, make sure that you check out our sponsors, Magical Coffee Company and Nick and Shannon Ear to Their Travel. Their links are both in the description down below. And also check out the Disney Streamer Network, where myself and some of my other Disney streamer friends stream inside the parks. So 3 great links to check out. All right, so Story says Disney Magic, Disney Wonder, Disney Dream, Disney Fantasy, Wish, Treasure, and Destiny. And Jim T says, what are Wish, Adventure, and Explorer? So let's see. And it says Disney. So it looks like, so the answer is the Magic, the Fantasy, the Dream, Wonder, Wish, Adventure, and Destiny. And coming soon, the Disney Treasure. So Story of My Life, congratulations. You just won 400 points. So let me go ahead and add your points up. So, alrighty, you guys, we have officially reached the end, but there is one more question. There is one more question to be answered. So now, and the final Jeopardy, and this is only for Story of My Life and Jim T. So Jim T and Story of My Life. Here we go. Final Jeopardy. So for your Final Jeopardy, there will be a song playing. And when that song is finished, the time will stop. And your Final Jeopardy topic is theme parks around the world. So let's get into it. So good luck to Story of My Life and Jim T. Make sure that your red button is on. You are on live. Your red button is red. So here we go. So your Final Jeopardy question for the win. In total, how many theme parks, both Disneyland, Disney, and Universal, exist today? And your question is, and your time starts now. Alrighty, and the time stops. So, story of my life says 16 and just 19. Alrighty, guys, this is it for the win. In total, how many theme parks, both Disney and Universal, exist today? The answer is 19. So 12 Disney theme parks and 7 Universal theme parks. So that means that Jim T, you have officially won. You have won the game. So congratulations to Jim T. You just won Theme Park Jeopardy. So feel free to throw your confetti emojis, your clapping emojis in the chat. Congratulations to Jim T. So let's see. Now that's not all that Jim T. Because you don't even know your prizes. So once again, here are the prizes. So Jim T, since you have won Final Jeopardy, you have won a 5-pack of Disneyland Resort 70th Magic key cards, plus a 2-pack of Amusement Park Pirates stickers. And then for everyone else that's playing, so Patrick, Pugman, Manny, or Murray's Adventures, Matthew, and Story, you guys do not go home empty-handed. You will be receiving in your inbox or in your mail 2 packs of Amusement Park Pirates stickers. So if you can drop exclamation point email, so everyone, so that you guys can drop your addresses in there. That will be greatly appreciated. So feel free to send us an email regarding your address, your shipping, whatever you're shipping. And that's pretty much about it as far as I can say. Thank you, Story of My Life. So, let's see. Oh, actually, sorry. It's actually exclamation point winner. So here we go. There we go. Sorry, I was thinking of another channel, but here we go. So if anyone has participated in tonight's stream, make sure to send me an email with all of your shipping information. So let me go ahead and confirm the final score. This is how many points you guys have gotten. So let's see here. Let me also catch up with the chat here. Let's see. No worries, story of my life. Let's see. Everybody's congratulating Jim. All right, so I just put our email address in the chat just recently. So if to those who are playing, feel free to send me an email with your shipping information, and I will make sure to send those to you guys in the next few weeks. But other than that, that officially wraps things up for us here for our live stream of Theme Park Jeopardy. Hopefully you guys had fun, and I sure did as well. Just a few things to mention. Make sure to check out the Magical Coffee Company, where you can get 10% off your first purchase, where there is magic in every sip. So it's basically a combination of theme park attractions and coffee. So make sure to either scan this QR code, or if you can, if you can drop the link in the description or in the chat, or you can also check the link in the description for the Magical Coffee Company. Let's see. Make sure to check out our friends Nick and Shannon Ear to Their Travel. Either scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Nick is our trusted travel advisor. He does cruising, Disney, Universal, you name it all. And also, it does support this channel from all of its adventures as well. So if you click those links in the description and this QR code for both Magical Coffee Company and Ear to the Travel, you are supporting our channel. Also, check out our, hang on, here we go. We also have our socials. So if you are not following us on our socials, they are right here on this QR code. We're on YouTube, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky. I believe our website is in there, as well as our Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee. So also more easier ways to support the channel as well. I already mentioned Nick and Shannon. Also, we have the Disney Streamer Network. If you scan this QR code, it will take you to Disney, www.dsn@disneystreams.com, where you can watch all kinds of Disney streamers. You can watch up to, I believe, 24 or 32 in total theme park channels. And it has always been a great community in the DSN, the Disney Streamer Network. Tune in next week. This is our next live stream. If you would like to click that QR code, it'll send you right directly to our next stream, which is next Thursday night, where I will be sitting down right here with a few of our special guests, and we will be talking all sorts of Disneyland stuff, mostly how to spend your theme park day on a budget. So we'll be covering, how much you should spend at Disneyland, how much, and also we might do some first timing tips as well, because I know that spring break is coming soon, summer break is coming soon, and I'm sure there will be many other folks out there that might want to plan a trip to Disneyland during the summertime. So next week, it'll all the information will be covered on next week's episode of the Happiest Podcast on YouTube as well. So that officially wraps things up here. Thank you to our mods for keeping the chats clean, engaging, and fun for everyone. Thank you to our Patreon members, our Ninja Watchers. Thank you everyone that's joined us on today's stream. And I also want to give a shout out to Park Bros and Piles Adventures. They are the two creators that create the Disney Streamer Network. So I would like to thank them. Thank you, all of you that has joined us. And thank you to our familiar, some new faces. So thank you, Jim T, and thank you to Pugman. And hopefully you come back and see us again real soon. And let's see. Patrick Julian says, APP, I just sent you the email with my address. Sound good, Patrick? Thank you for doing that. Alrighty, friends. So I'm going to get out of here. This was a great stream. Smash that like button on the way out. And as I always say, we will see you in the parks real soon. Good night, everybody, and have a great weekend.